Okay. You see a picture here of, and I haven't watched all of the reunion special. I basically, as soon as I knew HBO Max had it up, I basically just went straight to the Will and Janet Hubert situation, and even watched the part where she reunited with the cast. Which, by the way, the stuff that I did watch outside of that part, it was a very good series. If you have access to HBO Max, like if you're already paying for HBO, basically get it for free. And if you don't, well, if you're find a way to see it because it's worth your time. It's a little over an hour, but it's worth your time. Anyway, you see a picture here of Will Smith with Janet Hubert over on the right, the original Aunt Viv, and then over on the left, the one that finished out the series, Delphine Reed, who's a talent and a legend in her own right. And it was amazing to find out that Janet Hubert and Delphine Reed, even though they both have been in the business for several years, they have never met each other. And that was cool to see too. That was cool to see. But let me get to the topic of this video. The topic of this video is not so much the discussion between Will Smith and Miss Janet Hubert, who admittedly I have talked junk about on my channel. I'll be honest, because I felt some of her comments were out of line, but after hearing her and Will, I still think she went after the wrong one, but at the same time, Will admitted to some wrongdoing too. And you know what? That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. Two grown people actually sitting down and having a grown folk conversation. Not this back and forth, all this drama that, granted, sometimes is entertaining, but at the end of the day, it solves nothing. This is what we need to see more of. Not just among black people, but just in the world as a whole. This is what we need to see more of. But unfortunately, for everything good, someone has to piggyback off of it. And here's my example. Monique, right after that came out, talked about that and then tried to use that to say, hey, Tyler Perry should be taking example of that. I'm paraphrasing what she actually said. And that rubbed me the wrong way for a couple reasons. The first reason is, Monique, that thing was for Will Smith and Miss Janet Hubert. That was their moment. That wasn't for you. That was for them. That was for their healing. That was for their blessing. And I don't want to sound like a preacher. I just happened to be making this video on a Sunday morning. Well, actually almost Sunday afternoon. But that was for their healing. That was for their soul to be cleansed. That moment was for Miss Hubert and Mr. Smith. And Lord knows, Mr. Smith, after the last couple of months, he could use one. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. But that was for them. And I thought that was very selfish of Monique to piggyback on there. Second of all, Tyler Perry, what does he have to apologize for? For what? If anything, Monique could call Tyler Perry, they could handle that behind closed doors. And, or do the special like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all them did. But I don't know, that rubbed me the wrong way. That really did. Because I felt like she was trying to piggyback off of their moment. And no, my opinion concerning Monique and the Netflix situation has not changed. Even with that news that came out about Netflix. But, over the whole Cuties, which I have no interest in watching and will never watch. But you know what? No one's holding a gun to my head to make me watch the thing. And a lot of people canceled their subscriptions over that. Man, whatever. There's like 2 million movies and shows on that thing, and you worried about one movie. Don't watch it. It's that simple. But anyway, getting back to Monique, no, I still feel the way I feel about that whole situation. And I think a lot of Monique, even though she did make some good points, a lot of Monique's current situation she brought on herself. And now she's trying to use this to try to call out Tyler Perry. You know, the whole thing about when you label a black woman, you know, difficult, she becomes the stereotypical angry woman, hard to work with woman and all that. To me, while there is truth to that, that's a whole separate issue. That's a whole separate issue. And in my book, again, this was their moment. This was their moment of reconciliation. This was their moment of healing. This is their moment of moving forward, putting the past behind them and moving forward, hopefully in a more positive way. This was their moment. Not nobody else's, not mine, not black men's, not black women's, not anyone else, and certainly not Monique's. This was their moment. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm being sincere when I say I'm glad to see. Because so many times we feud with people and such, and then after, let's say they pass, one of them passes away, some people have regret and be wanting to boo-hoo after they gone and wish they'd have talked to them. I just praise the Lord that these two talk to each other while they're still alive. I think the old Bible hymn says it best. Give me my roses while I'm still living. Well, Will Smith gave Miss Hubert her roses, so to speak, while she's still on this earth. I'm out.